Losing access to you makes people do weird things. You see, when you cut off a hater, when you cut off jealous, envious people, when you cut off people who you just notice that they're acting weird, they're acting strange, they're actually acting like you really don't like them, so you denied them access, or they're acting like they really don't like you, so you denied them access. These people start doing very strange, very weird things, like trying to make occasion to be around you, even though you don't deal with them anymore. See, these people, when you deny them access to you, when they lose access to being around you, they start trying to befriend people you know simply because they want to be around you. See, these people, if they don't like you, but yet they still want to be around you so they can pick you apart, copy your style, copy your ways, and keep up with you, sometimes they will deliberately go out of their way to befriend people you know so they can still be in your inner circle. I know it sounds very weird for a person to dislike you and yet still want to have access to you, still want to be around you. But people, jealous people, especially other women who are jealous and envious of you, when they have this scenario in their mind that they can somehow be like you, somehow they can do what you're doing, somehow they have something to gain from being around you, even though they don't like you, they will still try to fake the funk, as they say, as if they like you, so that they can have access to you and whatever it is you have to offer. But see, when you notice that they're being fake, when you notice that they really don't vibe with you, when you notice they're acting creepy and you cut them off, they start trying to befriend and associate with people you know so they can still have proximity, still have closeness with you. These people study your life. They study the people who you're around. They study your places that you go. They study the things that you might have spoken about in passing, and they try to make occasion to be in those spaces. Have you ever noticed that, somebody you stopped talking to, or somebody, you might have had a relationship with at one point, or somebody you were friends with at one point, and then you haven't spoken to them in a long time, and now all of a sudden they start frequenting the places where you are? You might run into them at the gym, then all of a sudden they run through your job, they walk through the store where you are. All of a sudden they're talking to somebody that you know. It's like, that's a very weird thing that some people might take as coincidence, but sometimes it's not that. You see, people who are jealous and envious, they have unchecked jealousy and envy, and you cut them off, and yet they still want to have access to you. To them, being around the people you know, or being in environments where you are, that gives them this false illusion that somehow they're still close to you. Sometimes you see this in relationships with men. When you've ended that relationship, you've cut off access, you've rejected them, you don't want to be bothered with them, and yet they're still occupying the spaces where you are. It can be very creepy, and it can be their way of still trying to keep closeness even though you're done with them. Much like that scenario with jealous, envious people, when you are done with them, when you're no longer acting like you don't notice their envy and their jealousy, you're acting like, you don't act like you no longer notice the negative things that they try to do and say to you. These people, sometimes they can't accept that you don't want to be close to them. To a hater, sometimes rejecting them is just as bad as putting them in their place, because now they cannot inflict you with their negative, toxic energy. So they try to associate with people who are close to you, even if the person who's close to you don't even know what they're doing. Sometimes the people that they actually try to get close to, they might not be aware that you know this person, and that's when that obsessive jealousy and envy kind of kicks in. When you deny people access and yet they try to go through your friends and family to get access to you, they start seeking out, of all people, your cousin, your friend to get their hair done. They seek out your workplace to work at, opposed to working somewhere else. It's not the only restaurant in town. It's not the only office in town. That's when these people start turning into full-blown stalkers. See, when these people lose access to you, they start to go crazy, as if, okay, I got to figure out a way to be close to her because I need to keep up with her. This leads me to the next point. Some people, when you deny them access to you, they get frustrated at the fact that they're not able to keep up with you. And you can tell that somebody is a hater, that they're jealous and they're trying to keep tabs on you by how frustrated they get when they don't know anything about you. I saw a video on TikTok of a young woman. She didn't notice that she was making herself out to be a hater, but that's exactly what she did. She said that, what is it with people who post old pictures of themselves? Like, you don't have anything new to show. You just keep posting old videos or old pictures of yourself. What are you afraid of what you look like now? Why can't you post anything new? Haters like to keep up with you. And when they notice that you are not being as vocal, you're not being as out in the open, you're being a little bit more private, they tend to get triggered, because you being private further denies their access to you. And we live in the social media age. So a lot of people are trying to keep up with other people. Even if they don't interact with those people, they're still trying to keep up with you. Losing access to you makes these people act very weird. Just like that young woman on social media who made her jealousy and her envy and her all out being a hater very obvious to other people. When you deny access to certain people, when you notice that they're jealous and envious and you deny them access, they get frustrated at the fact that they cannot keep up with you the way they used to. See, women who are focused, leveling up, and trying to be more private, you start recognizing people and those toxic, negative traits about them that just put you off. When you start noticing that stuff, you start moving strategic. It's like you stay one step ahead of them. So you might not post as many recent photos of yourself on social media. You might not post at all. You might actually deactivate your account, or you might block some people, or you might create a whole new account, start over fresh with people you actually interact with. But see, to a hater, to a jealous person, that's just further denying them access to keep tabs on you. It's as if they get some kind of, kick out of seeing what you're doing at all times, because it gives them something to do. It gives them access to being able to judge you, critique you, put you down, and further boost their ego. And when you deny them that opportunity, they start to malfunction. How do you know this? It comes down to one word. Rumors, actually two words. Rumors and gossip. See, when you deny people access to you, they have no choice but to start making things up. They start talking about things they know nothing about. They start assuming things about your life that they don't know what they're talking about. See, this young woman, she assumed that this person, what is your life boring? What, you can't post anything new? This woman might not even be with us anymore, and she's assuming things. Haters are just weird in general. They spend so much time focusing on other people's lives, trying to get access for negative reasons, that they end up making themselves look like the hater they are. It's like they give you valid proof as to why you made the right decision in giving them and taking away access to you. Now, I can hear somebody in the background saying, well, who are you that people need so much access to you? Who are you? Believe it or not, there are some people, they see you as their inspiration. Even if they're jealous and envious of you and they try to make your life miserable when they're around you, they're still taking notes on you. There are some people who are very inspired by you. There are some people who are going out of their way trying to study your moves, trying to copy your strategies for just simply being you. And as I said in a previous video, authenticity cannot be duplicated. And sometimes haters, when you deny them access to you, they start trying to go to the next best thing, which was people and then number 2, your social media accounts. In this social media age, sometimes people try to piece your life together by people that they might know. And then if they see things about you, something has changed, then they start doing investigations and searches. Now, full transparency, I think all of us at one point in time, if you're on social media, if you do keep up with somebody and you actually interact with those people, then you do notice different things. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about healthy connections where you notice on social media now they stop posting pictures of the husband and you call them in person and say everything's okay. I haven't seen y'all together. That's because you have a real relationship with those people. But for haters and jealous people, they want to keep up with your comings and goings so they can talk about you, so they can tarnish your name, so they can spread rumors and assume the worst about you. Denying access to haters is like the worst thing that could ever happen to them because it makes their life boring. See, haters, people who have unchecked jealousy and envy and spread that to other people, and you deny them access, their life suddenly becomes boring. It's because it already was. See, when you deny access to your life from a hater, their life gets so boring, so unfulfilled. It's like the only thing they have to talk about is you. And it's because in a twisted way, they admire you. It's like the very things they put down about you, they wish they had in themselves. They're trying to keep tabs on you because they don't have anything going on in their life. They might be struggling, they might be suffering, and instead of trying to get it together, they're keeping tabs on you. And not just that, when you deny access to certain people, jealous, envious people, people who are making your life miserable, or they were, and you notice and cut them off, these people start trying to keep tabs on you because they're trying to figure out a way they can skate back into your life and pretend like they actually care about you. You see, one thing you have to realize, and this is a little bit of a sidebar, if you cut somebody off with good reason, you have to remember the reason why. Because these people, when you deny them access and they want to gain access back to you so they can continue the toxic behavior, for a season, they're going to act like they changed. Absolutely, they will. These people are going to act like they turned over a new leaf. Suddenly, they're not a hater. Now they have all the praise and all the compliments and all the support in the world for you. And the moment you get comfortable with those people, they go back to their old ways. They go back to saying little slick things. They go back to being intrusive and being too much in your business. They go back to saying things and doing things to try to sabotage you. They go back to telling your business to other people. They go back to those same dysfunctional, toxic ways that cause you to deny them access in the first place. Losing access to you makes people do very weird and crazy things. I'm not saying that people can't change, that there's not a place for forgiveness and for grace and all those things. I'm talking about a specific type of person. Those people that, in my opinion, they're filled with purity, evil, and chaos. Those people that only come into your life to test you. They only come into your life to see how bad they can make your life. It's because normally they've been watching from the outside looking in and they see how happy you are. You see this a lot with jealous, envious women. And I know that talking about men and relationships can be a little bit tricky in this day and age because some women have been programmed to believe that man bad, being alone good, or that, having a man is somehow making you whatever. But I digress. When women are jealous and envious of the fact that you are being loved on, that a man actually likes you and shows you attention, these people, they will actually get frustrated and they try to interject themselves into your relationship. And when you deny them access, when you say you're doing too much, you're being too intrusive, you're not respecting my marriage, you're not respecting my relationship, you keep trying to butt into my relationship. You keep trying to get close to my husband. You're close to me. Why are you trying to get close to him? This is completely real grown woman talk. Some women might not be ready for this conversation, but I'm going to go there. You have some women, they try to get close to you. They want to have access to you so they can gain access to your man. They see all of the wonderful qualities and traits about him. They see that he is handsome. They see that he is a gentleman. They see that he's a good guy. He's a decent man. They never experienced nothing like that. And they try to get access to you so they can have access to him. To me, it's the weirdest thing when a woman feels like she's so close to you, where suddenly your man, your husband, becomes her man, her husband. Next thing you know, she's enlisting him to do chores around her house. She's acting as if you're sister wives. That right there is the reason, one of the major reasons why I believe denying jealous, envious women who get frustrated at your relationship. They get a little bit too involved and they see how happy you are. They see how that man takes care of you. They see how life is treating you. They see how your kids adore you. And they want that, and they try to interject themselves into your situation. They wish it was them. Next thing you know, she's texting your man, can you come mow the grass? Can you come do this? Can you come do that? And I have seen some women, first of all, my first thought would be, how does she have your man's number? I don't know how close you are. And I honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't matter how close we get, you'll never have my man's number. You know, my best friend, I trust her more than anybody else, really. I trust her more than many women in my life. And she only got my husband's new number maybe a few months ago, and I've known her for about 20 years. Because there was no reason for her to really have his number, like for what? And she only has it now because of something we were doing. But I trust her. But the point I'm making is that sometimes denying access, and this video is a little bit like in two different categories, but it's still about denying access. Women who want access to what you have and you deny them that, rightfully so, they get very triggered and act like you're wrong simply because you don't want to be sister wives with them. And I see these kind of things on TikTok. I saw a young woman, she made a video saying that, well, I guess I got to mow my own grass now because his wife got upset. Okay, why is her husband obligated to mow your grass? Unless it was like one of those things where she was like, you know, why don't you go help her? Because I've done those kind of things. Normally with older women. I remember one time, this is a little bit of a sidebar. We were in the house and I kept hearing like slamming in the trunk. I was hearing all this stuff outside. We have an older neighbor. She's not that old, but she's older than us. She's probably like in her later 50s, early 60s. And I noticed she was having trouble with something in her car. Like she had a lot of stuff in the back. So I looked at my husband and I said, why don't you go help? You know, and I said her name. So she looked like she needs some help. Why don't you go help her? So he looked out there and he was like, okay. So I went to the door and he's out there like asking if she need help. She's like, oh, thank you. I think I got it. And he helped her with the last few bags. And that was that. You see how that went? I encouraged him to help. He went and helped and it was over. But these women who have this expectation, and this is not completely about relationships, but it is proving the point of how people think that whatever it is you have, including a relationship, that they automatically have access. Some women, they don't respect you and they act like they do until you cut them off and deny them access, and then they start showing their true colors. They were trying to fit themselves into your life and trying to kind of be you, trying to have the access to the things that they themselves did not earn, work for, or build over time. So denying them access, they start acting very strange. You know, start reaching out to your husband, reaching out to your family when you're done with them. It's very weird. Don't feel afraid or feel weird to deny access to haters, to deny access to weirdo energy people. Cutting off access to a person who wants to be able to sabotage your life and intrude, you'll never regret doing that. Okay? Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.